That's definitely a cue for me to go and get on the tractor. Well, welcome to Saturday the 5th of June and an almost entirely recovered Farmer P. I was poorly yesterday. I didn't do anything yesterday and I blame the COVID jab. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't have it, because you should. So 2 jabs done. I should now be at least 66% protected-ish. So anyway, 2 weather apps on my phone say we might get some rain tomorrow. So I'm not going to put the mower on, but that right hand field of Buttercups says that maybe I could put the topper on instead. That'll do. I can hear my neighbour mowing away like mad down there, and it's always one of those things does he know something that I don't know? I mean, I got 2 weather apps that say 40% chance of rain tomorrow, and 2 saying, well no, 1 saying not, but all of them saying no rain after Monday. So that's kind of the way I'm going. Cut my grass Monday, an extra couple of days sun on it, get the sugar up. I don't know. Time will tell which one of us got it right. Okay, I need to get that thing off of there so I can put the other thing on. First job, I think, is maybe a drop of fuel. bang on with that. I'll check my coolant. We still have what I can only call a mystery leak on the coolant, but I mean, we've lost a little bit, but not a lot. Light, well, I've only got to lose a 1/4 inch on that tank and the light comes on. So we will just top him off to the top of that level there with a bit of antifreeze, just on the safe side. And then maybe if I run the tractor without the aircon for a while and then get out and check and see if I can see any wet patches, maybe I can work out where this leak is. There's obviously some pressure in the tank or vacuum. Didn't need a lot. Sorted. Right. Okay, we're going for the day, and that's topped back up to the mark, so we'll suck it and see. I need my balls. Right, I need a pin for that. And that's over there. We need you. Don't get me wrong, I love all the family to bits, but when you've got 3 daughters, granddaughters, boyfriends and 8 dogs up there, and I've got the choice, the case wins. Does that make me a grumpy old man? Like I set that up, isn't it? Right, as I remember, I greased this thing before I put it away. but I don't remember for sure, so maybe a couple of squirts in there just on the safe side. Finally, it's 2:15 in the afternoon, and so far I've got no topping done at all. Had intended to just do an hour or so before lunch, you know, get a head start on it, but a neighbour rang up or sent me a text message and said, "Can I come and get some wood chip?" "Yep, sure, let me know when you come in." "Can I come now?" "Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll wait for you." That was an hour before lunch. I've since had lunch, still not seen neighbour. I'm not waiting any longer. So we're only going to top the one piece today. It's already been grazed, the sheep and the cattle have been out of it. The grass is coming back, but there's an awful lot of seed heads on it, and there's also an awful lot of buttercup heads on it. So I kind of want to get rid of them before they go to seed. So that's the plan. We're going to go and top that piece off now. I'm going to think about the old playground. There's still actually quite a lot of grass out there, and I don't know what the summer's going to do. If I top it and then it doesn't rain, it doesn't come back, I'm going to run out of grass. So that's, again, there's a lot of things with farm activity and our farm work. We rely so much on helpful weather, and the last few years it's been almost unpredictable whether we're even going to get it. So I don't know, maybe I'll top some of it. I'll think about it. Yeah, alright, I forgot to change gear. I came through in third instead of second or first, but right. No drone footage, I'm afraid, because I still haven't got round to ordering myself a replacement battery. It's one of those things I keep thinking, oh, I'll do that, I'll get a battery, and I flipping well forget. So you're going to have to make do with whatever camera angles I can do around the tractor, and you might have to just imagine it from the sky, or go back to an old video and look at it there. Okay. So we're going to go around anti-clockwise to begin with, mainly because we are a side sweeping topper, and I can just get up a bit tighter and neater to the fence. Once we've done that, I then go around clockwise, because that then meets up with my wheel tracks, and I haven't got to concentrate quite so much. So we are going to choose normal standard 540, which runs 540 RPM at 1969 RPMs on the engine. Just gives us a bit more, you know, a bit more. Listen a second. No nasty vibrations, no nasty knocking. I think we're good to go. We have done a couple of turns around the field. I've done this so far with no air conditioning because I didn't want any water coming from anywhere else, so I think it's time maybe we just had a look, see if we can find where this leak is. Just let everything spin down. Try biscuit. You can have the aircon in a minute. Right, she can stay in here for a second until that's finished spinning down. Just in case, the off chance, she goes on the edge, picks up a rabbit, rabbit tries to jump underneath there, rabbit gets chopped up and so does the dog. We don't want that. Well, they look happy out there. Do you want to come out? Come on then. Come on. Oh, you want me to? Oh, all right then. Okay. Okay. Not too much effort then. Right. We are looking for a drip of water anywhere. So the first time it was suspect the radiator cap, but we have now put a new radiator cap on there, and that is all dry. Don't touch the exhaust in because that is warm. The damp in there is actually a bit of oil. We put new rocker covers on there, but I haven't actually power washed under there since. Well, I can't see a leak. The thing is, it's losing water. So where's it going? If it's not coming out, is it worse and it's going in? Check the oil. There's no whites, can't see any whites in the oil, so there seems to be, power seems to be okay, so I don't think the head gasket's gone. No staining that I can see up in the head lining or anywhere inside for whether the matrix has gone. I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking. I can't see anything. Like I said, I've deliberately not put the aircon on. So if I find any water running, I know it's not that. Nothing. Warm, but that's to be expected. So is that. And that. Right, I can't actually remember which side the pipes go. That's the air con. That's hot water. I know that because that's the tap in there that shuts it off. So come the summer months, if I don't want any heating on at all, I can actually shut the heating off there. Not done that yet, but that's not to say I won't. I can't see anything dripping in there. So I don't know. Anybody else experience this with this engine? So just so you know which engine it is, there you go. I don't know. I mean, no leak is good, but where's the water going out of there? I mean, the only other thing is it being chucked out of the overflow? I don't know. Anyway, let's crack on. Actually, before we crack on, I'll just explain a bit more close up what we're doing. We are basically changing the landscape from this and these fellas to this. Oh, they hadn't chopped him. You can see pretty much a sea of yellow. That's Buttercup. Now, Buttercup looks pretty, but as far as haymaking or silage or anything else is concerned, no good to me and no good to the beast, because this is far too chewy and apparently bitter. Not that I've ever tried it, but they don't like it. So we don't want to encourage this. Now, we put a dressing of 2010-10 on in, was it March? And it went on too early, unfortunately. It was cold, stayed cold. The nitrogen element of our 2010-10 didn't get washed in. It probably just got released into the atmosphere. Buttercup does not like nitrogen being applied. Apparently it really hates it. But because we lost our nitrogen portion of our fertilizer, Buttercup's more than happy. So I need to control the Buttercup, so the best way to do that right now is, I don't want to spray it, is mechanically with the topper. So that's what we're doing. We're getting rid of these. So the landscape going from that to that. Psst, biscuit. Come on, biscuit. Okay, so that's the last of our turning headland pretty much cut. I've now got enough space at the top of each run, because we're going to be going up and down that way. I got enough space to turn the tractor around without having to go in reverse, hopefully. So we finished going round and round. Now it's time to go up and down. progress, but it is progress. I think we are pretty much done. It's the last triangle left. Actually, if I've got enough battery, I'm going to tell you a little story about a couple who were walking through our cattle earlier, and maybe a lesson for those of you who don't understand cattle. Hello, boys and girls. So this is cattle, and cattle by nature are nosy, curious, nosy. So yesterday afternoon we had a couple walk down through the long footpath through the field yesterday. The cattle were actually out here, but one of these spotted them walking, so they thought, oh, we'll go and see what's going on, because they're nosy. So by the time the cattle have got caught up with this couple, a tall fella and a young woman, not sure what their relationship was, but anyway, they got about a third down the field. And yeah, this guy sees the cattle coming, and all of a sudden the girl's round behind him, and as the cattle are approaching, he's jumping up and down and waving his arms and shouting and hollering at the cattle. Well, I don't know if he thought that was going to frighten him off, because all he actually did was make himself about 10 times more interesting. So instead of the cattle just wandering down to go and have a sniff and so what is it, there was hooves flying, and they were running round and round with their tails in the air. This guy was jumping up and down and waving his arms, and we're up in the house looking down going, you moron, you idiot. If you're walking through cattle and they're bored and they see you, yes, they're going to run over and investigate. They're not going to run over to eat you or kill you or anything like that. They want to know what's going on. But you start making a load of noise and waving your arm about, you change from being a simple curiosity to a toy, a plaything. And they'll want to play with you, because to them, you waving your arms and shaking up and whatever else, that's great fun. I mean, brilliant. They couldn't ask for any more. The downside is, it's the next person that walks through the farm. They're going to want to play with them too. So when you're walking through livestock, especially cattle, just think about it. If you're really nervous about it and don't want to do it, don't walk for the cattle. I mean, that's where they live. You don't have to walk for them. You can choose a different path. Just because it's your God-given whatever right, you can walk through it. You don't have to. There's always another route. But if you're wandering through cattle and you stir them up, or your dog stirs them up, or for whatever reason you get them going, don't just think about yourself when you get out the field. Go, fantastic, I'm out the field and I've made the cattle jump about. It's the next person that's going to come for the field. The person who's maybe really nervous about cattle, or really had an experience before, whatever else. Every year, a couple of people are killed by cattle. It's usually a farmer or a farm labourer who's got in the wrong place at the wrong time. Very rarely is it somebody walking footpaths. But farmers don't put dangerous livestock on land where there's footpaths on purpose. You don't do it because, well, why would you? But everything can be wound up. These are all fairly quiet and peaceful. They're curious because I'm over here and talking, and I did call them. But I could go out there in 2 minutes and I could chase around them and I could wind them up. And then the very next person who walks through perfectly innocently is going to get mobbed. So yeah, think about it. I mean, when you're out and you're walking your dog and you think, oh, well, the dog's playing with the cows, isn't that lovely? Yeah, you might be having fun, your dog might be having fun, but the next person who's walking through after you, they may not. Just think about it, all right? You're walking through their home. Just because you've got the right to walk through their home doesn't mean you can stir them up. Anyway, I'm hoping the guy learnt the lesson. I don't think he did, because even when he left the gate, he was there waving his arms about and jumping up and down and shouting at him. Think about it, okay? I suppose the one last thing I could add to that is, if you're walking across agricultural land and there's cattle or livestock out there and you're not sure about them, ask the farmer. Okay, most farmers are going to be quite approachable. I mean, we are just humans and normal people. If you want to walk across the land and you see cattle, ask. He's going to say, no, they're perfectly harmless, they're just nosy. Just take the notice of them. Just keep walking, don't run. You might be playing Mr. Wolf a couple of times. I mean, they'll follow you. And especially like with these cattle, occasionally I go out here and I give these the odd treat, which is a bread roll. You know, they'll follow anybody thinking, have you got a bread roll? They're not there to mug you. Well, they might. If you had a bread roll, they might mug you for it, but no. There's no harm in these animals, okay? Your dog and your behaviour, that's what causes problems. Where's the rabbits? Look at the rabbits, yes! Oh, pretty rabbits. Where's the pretty rabbits? She wants to play with the bunny rabbits. Bunny rabbits and Sakine.